Every day, more than 17 veterans take their own lives. By building a gaming community that offers peer-to-peer counseling, GameCore is aiming for zero. Research shows that playing video games together offers social connection, stress relief, cognitive enhancement, and community building. On our Discord server, veterans, active duty service members, and supporters chat and game together. Some casual gaming sessions might only involve 2 or 3 people, while other events might include larger groups and be streamed on the GameCore Twitch channel. Most of the time, there is a GameCore member available to lend an ear to anyone who needs it. Join the Discord server. It's free. We are an inclusive community and we don't require anything of our members. If you want to be more involved, there are always opportunities to volunteer.
All right, folks, welcome to the Coke Zero 200 here on the IWM Broadcast Network. Thanks for tuning in tonight. Well, the Tech4Troops Cup Series heads to Daytona here for the final race. Final race of the regular season. I'm Rick Souza here in the booth with my co-broadcaster, John Drudris. John, welcome to Daytona. John, you there? Well, we may have lost John, but, well, practice is coming to a close here, just under 2 minutes left, and we will go into qualifying here in Daytona. Again, this is the last race of the regular season here, and we're expecting to see a lot of action going on. So maybe a bit of desperation, maybe a little bit of perspiration here as the cut line is very close for these drivers. John, if you hear me, just chime in. If you can't, we can't hear you at the moment. So, you were at the mercy. So, John's got a little bit of internet issues. We'll wait for him to rejoin us as we watch the last little bit of practice. Matthew Wood in the 21 has put up some great times so far and sits on top of the best time right now on the leaderboard. Now that time of 45:04 is what he was able to do in the draft. But still great times as you watch a number of drivers make their way down onto pit road here, trying to get woed up. That's always a challenge. These drivers have to practice that as this practice comes to a close, but just coming down, practicing how to get off of turn 4 and get slowed up to get in there without catching a penalty is something they always will need to work on, especially during the race. So while we're waiting for John to rejoin us, and a few drivers are celebrating the last practice session of the regular season and enjoying that little time, we'll just cover what's happening here. They're about to go to qualify momentarily here, so we'll see what happens there. We'll cover some of the qualifying efforts here. Right now, our driver count is extensive. I think we have nearly 40 drivers here tonight here at Daytona. All right, qualifying is now underway here at Daytona with the Tech4Troops Cup Series. We have got, currently, this is Jared Wishin on track, trying to put up his qualifying time. We'll watch a few of these drivers go around and get their qualifying times in. And then we'll jump over to covering just what is tonight's race event. All right. Here at Daytona, it's one of those tracks where the first lap is going to put up your best time. So really, it's the first lap that really counts. Second lap is just your cool down lap. Do what you want, but you won't put up the faster time. It's always going to be lap number one. We're now watching Jared Wishin make his way onto the backstretch. See that miles per hour, 178, maybe up to 180 by the end of the backstretch there. Coming towards the start-finish line here. And number of drivers popped up there. John Ledger gets the best time right now at a 53.33. We'll see if he can hold on to the pole position. Again, we've got nearly 38 drivers have registered at this time. Oh, and he just got eclipsed by Wyatt Gray, putting up a 51.96. Now that's a single car making its way around the track, but once we get to racing and we get in a pack and then we're too wide, you're going to see some amazing times. We'll see times of 46 and change. So looking forward to that. All right, just looking around to see just what's happening. John, you make it back yet?
Yes, I have made it back in. My internet, right as we were done with the national anthem. You know, the national anthem was just too good. It had to take a second and take a little break to get back there. And now I'm back. So, yes, it's good to be back in the booth. It's good to see what this cutoff race into the playoffs is going to do, because it's all down to this. You know, it's all down to one race, who can lock themselves in to the Tech4Troops Cup Series playoffs. And I think it's going to be a wild race today. I think it's going to be a pretty epic one.
Yeah, as I said earlier, this is a mix of desperation for some, perspiration for others. It's really going to come down. This is the last opportunity for a number of these drivers. It's going to be a win and you're in. Let's go ahead and bring up the current standing so you can see just what we're talking about, just how tight this is.
Yeah, no, it's really tight at the cutoff line. 1 point between William Curran and Aiden Lucas, and you have 15 points up there to Sammy Harrell. A little bit further of a gap, 27 points to Christoph Hall. But I don't think any of those guys are safe. If Christoph Hall has a bad race, I mean, it could go south for him. But there's 32 competitors, so that is, up to 32. Well, actually, really 40 points up for grabs. But still, they're going to have to perform. And then you have guys like Jared Wishin right there, John Ledger right there, Philip Van Ortwijk right there. So it's going to be interesting to see who helps who. Are teammates going to help teammates get into the championship? I mean, that's a big discussion. I think teammates are going to be a factor here, as they always are at super speedways, because you need some dancing partners out there, especially towards the end of this one.
All right. We got a number of other things to cover here. Let's go ahead and talk about just where we are at, just what this race is all about. Let's get the race information turned on here. As they are about to grid up. Let's cover that race info real quick, and then we'll get to the grid.
Absolutely. So we got 80 laps today. Pit road speed of 60 miles an hour. 4 sets of tires, 1 of the car, 3 in the pits. No quick repairs, 75% fuel, and 85 degrees on the track. Fairly nice night here in Daytona. So, and 3 green-white checkers as always. So, let's get your grid for tonight's Tech4Troops Cup Series Coke Zero Sugar 200. Last race before we hit the playoffs. On pole, we have Alex Linney right there with Wyatt Gray starting in second, Matthew Greichen starting in third, with Justin Lewis starting in fourth, Roberto Ramirez starting in P5, Walker Thomas in sixth, Kyle Smalley in seventh, Maxwell Caldwell in eighth, Greg Stone in ninth, and Aaron Jackson rounds out the top 10.
Yeah, just want to make a comment that is a fact. That is a team sweep there, 1, 2, 3 with Factory Nexus.
Wow.
In position 11th, you got Todd Merkel. 12th is Luke Bullard. In 13th, Jeremy Brown. 14th, Marco Berube. Jared Wishin is in 15th. Owen DeGroot is in 16th. Nathan Carroll in 17th. Justin Horton in 18th. Andrew Palesci in 19th. And Aiden Lucas is in 20th.
In 21st, you have John Ledger with Ty Bostic starting 22nd in that 22 car. Austin Call starting in 23rd with Sammy Harrell starting in the 24th spot. Ryan D. Cook starting in 25th with William Corinne in 26th. David Watts in 27th. Jordan Weaver in 28th. Christoph Hall in 29th. And Nathan Yarnell starting in 30th.
Philip Van Ortwijk is in 31st with Bud Shearer in 32nd. Garrett Johnson 33rd. Marcus Adams in 34th, Matthew Wood in 35th, Chuck Van Scoik in 36th, in 37th, Michael Anthony, and Cody Sturgill rounds out the field in 38th.
Well, Rick, it's going to be an exciting one. I'm stoked. Picked a heck of a race to come back to and call live for the rest of the season. My goodness, like it's
going to be wild. This is going to be a night race too, so we should get some great images of these cars making their way around this track at night.
Now, I don't know if you talked about it in the pre-race before my internet decided to come back to life, but the sparks on the cars. We saw a lot of sparking in practice, so under the lights, it might be a little bit of a fireworks show because of how low these cars looks like they're running to the track. I mean, I think I would assume it's the bump stops on the bottom of these cars that are hitting the ground. Mm-hmm. I don't think it's the front splitter. I mean, it doesn't look like it's dragging, maybe the left front a little bit, but I mean, it was pretty chaotic in practice.
Yeah, absolutely. We did see some great 2-wide and a little bit of 3-wide, not so much on 3-wide. Certainly, the latest model that's come out for iRacing has been a little challenging for these drivers. So it's going to be very interesting.
Very interesting seeing where the pushes come from, the runs, seeing if drivers are going to be able to generate those pushes like we've seen. And it's gonna be kind of wild to see, because I've seen these cars. I raced in one 2 days ago. Got not a real one. That'd be nice. Yeah, plot twist, Rick. We have a car fielded at the race this weekend in the Cup Series. But no, it felt a little uneasy. I don't know if it was just due to the draft. I don't know if it was due to the new Aero model, but it seems a little bit unstable. So we'll have to see how these drivers combat that.
Yeah, I think that's definitely going to be a challenge. But we're about to go underway here. Let's see if we can bring up our track map as our pace car drops off.
All right, here we go. One more race until we know who's going to be locked in to the Tech4Troops Cup Series Championship. We are green flag racing here. The first lap of the last race before the playoffs. And we already got guys switching lanes.
Yep, as expected. As we call this race, by the time we call the guy who's leading and figure out who it is, it'll have changed.
It will, and I'm looking right now and seeing those two teammates up there, Factory Nexus. Very similar paint schemes, different colors, but very similar style, so you can definitely know who's a part of what team there. And same thing with that 4 car, that bright 4, and there they go. The 71 drops down. Wyatt Gray takes control of that bottom lane. You have 3 teammates right there as the field makes their way through 3 and 4, and you can still see the sparks a little bit on the bottom of those cars as we transition from day to night. But 1 lap down at Daytona, Wyatt Gray out front, Alex Linney, Matthew Greichen, Justin Lewis, and Walker Thomas, your top 5. Yeah, look at all those sparks, Rick.
Yep. It's definitely, as we said, I believe it's the bump stocks, but we'll see those all night. It'll be more obvious as we get towards the nighttime.
Let's see. Let's ride along with the 41 of Roberto Ramirez and see what he sees, because he may have a windshield full of sparks, depending on how high they're coming off there in the corner. Let's see what happens as they make their way off the corner here. Looks like the field is starting to...
You said Roberto Ramirez?
Yes. Yeah, the 41. He's the 4th car in the bottom lane. Right on board with him. See what he will see as he goes into turn number 1 in just a second. I'm wondering if they're popping up the windshield and causing any visibility issues. I mean, you can see him popping up on the car a little bit.
Yeah, pretty obvious.
I mean, it's not... I don't think it's too distracting, but it's definitely something else that is, taking a little bit of your attention away, especially if you're in that draft. So, see what happens in 3. Yeah, you can still see the sparks. It's really once they get almost fully into the banking at the corners, the cars start to spark a little bit. But
yep. So off the 2 wide action, a little bit farther back, about 10 or 12 back here. See, that's the 12 of Aaron Jackson on the outside there. He's got the 98 behind him as they're trying to make that outside line work. That's going to be a challenge here.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how and who is going to take that first chance at the top lane. And we've seen cars and teams try to do it. Now, again, we are only 5% of the way really through this race. So there's not, there's a lot of racing left, and there's not really a lot of reason to push very hard right now. And that's why you're seeing the majority of the field now drop into that low lane and just kind of ride. And so we'll see if that trend continues, because this high line is not generating any momentum. They're already all the way, close to even 20th place right now, and slowly moving backwards.
And there's been a number of defectors who basically said, it's not working. So the 99 of Marco Berube bail on that.
Yeah, it is a long conveyor belt now around Daytona International Speedway.
Well, back up front, Wyatt Gray continues to hold it out there in the 71. He's got the 42 of Alex Linney behind, and Matthew Greichen right there in the 4. So that's Factory Nexus 1, 2, 3 here at the beginning of the Coke Zero 200.
Yeah, and looking right now at the front of this field, trying to notice any real teamwork. Obviously, 1, 2, 3 Factory Nexus, and then you have some balls out racing guys that are sort of making their way through Elite Motorsports, nose to tail there. So everybody just kind of minding their business. Now that second lane is starting to generate some momentum in the back. Not much though.
All right, so we do have some stage breaks. Flags won't fly and won't bring out a caution flag at these stage breaks, but these are stage breaks for points in the Earnhardt Challenge. That is a super speedway challenge that's inside the Tech4Troops Cup Series. We'll get you more details on that when we get some more feedback from admin. But right now we've got a stage break at 30 and one at 60, and there's one at the end of the race at lap 80. Those standings, where you stand, you can accrue points. And right now we can bring up where we currently stand. That is the current championship after the last Earnhardt event. And so, oh, that's the wrong one. Sorry. Here we go. Whoops. So Factory Nexus is out in front in the Earnhardt Challenge points. They're currently out in front at the race itself.
Yeah, I mean, they're knocking it out of the park so far, and so really curious to see how that's going to play out as this race goes on, because right there, Go Diecast is right up there with them. So looking at some of the Go Diecast guys, a little bit further on back in the field, but again, we always see them do that, and then they make their way to the front. So,
yep,
at the moment,
absolutely.
we do have one car off the pace. I think it's Cody Sturgill, actually. He's now in the middle of 1 and 2.
Let me go back and I think there was an earlier incident with Cody. He went a little bit of an off track. If you look and see, he may have gone for a little bit of a ride. Let's see if I can bring up something on replay here. This was early on in the, once we went back green. This is on lap 3. Wants the 64. He's at the tail end of the pack. So you can go up high, tags the wall. Goes for a wild ride. Yeah, something may have happened to his connection, but
I hate that for Cody.
Yep, absolutely. All right, so the story on the Earnhardt Challenge, as we were talking about, it's all 4 Speedway races, not including Atlanta. Top 3 from each team earn points at the end of the stages. Again, we've got a stage break at 30, one at 60, and then at the end of the race. And the winning team gets, I believe, it's $100. So there's a lot of money on the line here for these drivers.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, we're 10 races in. The lights are on here at Daytona. And the drivers from Factory Nexus, Wyatt Gray, continue to be out in front, leading this charge with already 11 laps in the books.
Yeah, but don't look too far back. That outside line is starting to make some ground. I mean, very nice work up there in the high line. I believe that is, oh, well, as I say that, a car disappears.
Yeah, that's Sammy Harrell. He's got a little bit of a connection issue, and that's a challenge if you're out there leading a line. But
he's got bueno, not good.
Yeah, he's got the he's blinking in and out. Matthew Wood is right behind him in the 21. That must be a little disconcerting for Matthew.
Do we know if there's any connection between Matthew Wood and the Wood brothers and him driving the 21? Or is that just all coincidence?
It may just be a matter of circumstance. I have no idea.
Yeah. Right now, that 43 is making a charge, but the blinking is, especially at the front of the line, you can't do that for too long. You can't do it for too long, so he's got to be very careful. The 21's got to be very careful that if he gives him too big of a shove, I mean, look at him. He's pushing him in the corner. Look at that.
Yeah, great push going on. That's a huge push. Has got the 43 all the way up, and they're about to run over. As you see him blinking in and out, that's what we mean by that is that 43 car, and that white with that teal stripe and those logos is appearing and disappearing, and that's indicative of a connection problem between himself and the iRacing servers.
Yeah, now this is gonna be a little tough. He's got to figure out what to do as Matthew Wood tries to navigate through the lap car as well. Lap car, Cody Sturgill stays in the high line. Yeah, that 43 leading the race, leading the pack, and having a connection issue is not good. See the 0 get a little squirrely. Yeah, I don't know what admins are going to do about that, because oftentimes in leagues, if you are blinking consistently, they will tell you to drop to the back.
Yeah, it may settle down. Let's hope it does. But that does, well, there he goes again. He is out in front. Leading here in Atlanta, in Daytona. Gosh, it's been, I apologize. I've been in Atlanta for 2 straight days. It's on the brain.
All you see is just Atlanta. And you read Daytona, but it actually says Atlanta in your brain.
Oh, gosh. All right, some great racing here, side by side. We didn't think they were going to be able to be pushing like they are. And holy cow, you've got some cojones if you're the 21 and you're pushing the 43 and he is winking in and out. You are gambling with house money.
Yeah, I mean, that could go south very quick. I mean, very quickly. I mean, if the 21 starts to push the 43 when he blinks like that, and the 21 ends up inside the back bumper of that 43, well,
yeah,
you will see the big one.
Yeah.
I mean, it always happens. So, like, I don't want Sammy to be bailed on here, but I mean, it's consistent, and it seems to be though that the 21's almost comfortable with the blinking, because watch this, he blinks out, then he comes back in, and he's not gone for long enough to where there's like a speed difference, because when he blinks, the whole field blinks essentially. Basically, we see the inverse of what Cody or what Sammy Harrell's seeing. When he blinks, everybody else goes away except for him. So it might be okay. I mean,
I guess
I wouldn't want to be behind him, but
yeah.
No offense.
Yep, none taken. It's funny. He is not far. He is in the Sumter, South Carolina area, which is just about an hour or so south of us here in Charlotte. I don't know if there's a weather issue in that part of the country. I mean, I don't think I see it, but
yeah, I mean, it's consistent. I mean, it's a consistent gone for a little bit back. I mean, at least it's not, I mean, sporadic, but it's consistent with how long he's gone for. But we're about 17 laps into this race. We got the outside line starting to form a little bit more now with Jordan Weaver up on the high side, trying to make that high line work. It doesn't seem like they have the momentum or the cars to do that. Right behind him is the 31 of Marcus Adams.
You're breaking up just a little bit there, John.
We're all having a connection issue.
Yeah, I don't see any weather issues for Sammy. It may just be his internet connection and his provider. But one of the unique things that you'll see here is Nathan Carroll, all the way back in 19th, just put up the fastest time of the night.
Wow. And that's what the draft will do.
Yeah,
the draft will do for you.
You may be saying, why did the car back in 19th just put up the fastest lap? Because he takes the benefit of all that air moving in front of him, and he can take advantage of that and really has an opportunity to put some big numbers up.
Absolutely.
All right, 18 laps complete here, just past the halfway point of stage 1 in the Earnhardt Challenge. Jordan Weaver now takes over the lead in the 0, being pushed all the way up to the outside by the 31 of Marcus Adams. And you've got the 14 right there of Michael Anthony. Those guys, and just to give you some comparative numbers, let's bring up the gains here so you can see how these guys are able to ride the roller coaster and the arrow to move up to the front. These guys up front, look at it, plus 27, plus 32, plus 34, plus 20. That brought up the entire tail in the field, has now inverted itself, and they are up in front.
Wow. That oftentimes can happen, absolutely.
Looking on back, for some reason, something happened to the 23, John. I don't know.
He's with the teammate. I don't know. Or no, he's not. He's with Phil Van Ortwick.
Yeah, which is a teammate, but they are off the pace. They are right now 36th and 37th, trying to catch back up, but they are way off the pace. They're about half a straightaway from the main pack.
Very interesting.
Yep, that outside line's trying to reform again. That's the 71 of Wyatt Gray to the outside. He's got the factory Nexus drivers all up there together. They saw that run that Michael Anthony, Jordan Weaver, and Marcus Adams had. So they're trying to recreate that themselves and build some momentum.
Yeah, that's what you got to do. You got to do that in these races to be able to be competitive up there.
They've got the 83 of Owen de Groot right there behind them, trying to help to pull that line forward. You really need 4 solid cars, nose to tail, to really put that together. All right.
They're giving it all they had.
They sure are. All right, with 22 laps complete, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll stay side by side so you won't miss a thing. We thank you for tuning in to the IWM Broadcast Network.
Hello, my name is Jack Raymondson. I manage business development here at Tech4Troops, and I'm my second year with this amazing veteran nonprofit owned and operated by veterans for veterans. I served in the U.S. Marine Corps as an amphibious assault crewman from 1992 to 1996. I also served in the U.S. Coast Guard from 2002 to 2007, joining after 9/11 as an operations specialist, then serving as an instructor at Coast Guard Training Center, Yorktown. I also spent many years as a first responder volunteering as an EMT and fireman. I'm here at Tech4Troops because I believe in our mission to empower veterans and their families with the gift of computers and technology training, as well as our outreach to help curb veteran suicide while providing a safe and meaningful community where veterans are treated with respect and dignity. We are aiming for zero veteran suicide through gaming and other program opportunities. We help veterans regain a new sense of purpose and help them see they have a brighter future ahead of them. It truly is an honor and my pleasure to serve my fellow veterans and help give them a leg up. 2024 is Tech4Troops' 10th anniversary year, and I ask that you help us support our veterans and their families with a computer donation and or greatly needed financial contribution so we can help every last veteran in need. Together, you and Tech4Troops can be change makers. Thank you.
All right, welcome back to the IWM broadcast of the Tech4Troops Cup Series, and we are at the final regular season event here at Daytona in the Coke Zero Sugar 200. Wyatt Gray takes back over the lead, takes that away from the zero of Jordan Weaver. He's out front now, but John, we've got to start considering pit stops.
Yeah, we had some guys come down pit road. Justin Lewis, Todd Merkel, Austin Call, Andrew Pileshi, and Maxwell Caldwell. They're all down pit road, and they came down. So, pretty interesting decision there. Honestly, I'm curious to see how that's going to play out for him.
That's correct. So there's 5 laps to go in stage 1. Again, as I said earlier, there is no caution flag. Caution does not fly. It is just an accumulation of points that occurs at that point in time in that lap that will go towards those teams accumulating points for the Earnhardt Challenge. But right now, with 25 laps complete, let's get some math going here. So 27 is I'm out, I'm dry, based on straight up running. Now, that could be affected by whether you're back there and you're not having to run full throttle. You could have some variances and have some more fuel in the tank. But really, anytime between now and lap 30, we should see the entire field come in for a round of green flag pit stops.
Absolutely.
And I say that with all the confidence in the world. All right, those drivers who are outlined in blue, whether that's the crawl across the top or the tower to the left of your screen, those drivers in blue have punched their ticket in. They are assured of a playoff spot either by winning or by points. As we said earlier, a number of drivers that we are watching are right there at the cut line. And what we are watching is, we bring those standings up just so you can refresh. So we're looking at William Corinne and Aiden Lucas, because that's the biggest battle right now if you're in, if you're going to make the cut to begin with. So looking for these two drivers. Aiden Lucas is currently sitting in 12th. Where is... Did he make the race?
I don't see him. Oh, yeah, he is. He's
there
in
he
12th.
is. He's in 27th. So William Corinne is in 27th, and Aiden Lucas is in 12th.
Well, yeah, I was confused. I was like, yeah, I thought I saw him, and I was like, wait a second. Oh, we're getting some pushes in the bottom lane, though.
Here we are. And is that Justin Horton in the 18? Yes, Justin Horton, unfortunately, is the odd man out there. He is running on that outside line, trying to find a way to get back in line. He's got Sammy Harrell and Matthew Wood right there. You can only run so long on that outside till you begin to fall way back.
Right. Yeah, it's unfortunate.
But we're expecting to see these drivers on pit road any time. And that's typical. What we see is you see them all in a straight line, trying to get to a point where they can drop off the racing surface and get down onto pit road.
Yeah, it's about time.
All right, Alex Lanique back out in front. Factory Nexus back up front with Matthew Greichen and Owen DeRoot is there. Wyatt Gray. Those four drivers are all together. That is the Factory Nexus team out in front, 1 through 4. All right, and this is the final lap of stage 1 in the Earnhardt Challenge.
Absolutely.
As we're looking at points again, Factory Nexus currently leading big time. What a way to get some points by winning the stage with all 4 of your drivers.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, that's impressive right there.
That sweeps the points. The 43 is still having connection issues. And now he's on that outside line. And now he's not. All right, Alex Lanique continues to lead. A couple of drivers, Van Noordwijk and Chuck Van Scoik, they are now on pit road. Here we go, Factory Nexus split apart. That's interesting. Oh, no, here they go. They're all on pit road. A lot of drivers
this might
coming
be a little
down.
hairy. Hold on. Okay. Everybody got it done. That's impressive.
So nearly, well, just over half the field is pitting here on lap 32.
I think it's a good mark.
All right, everybody makes it out. No penalties at the moment. And that puts the rest of the field now making their way onto pit road. As you see the 41 of Roberto Ramirez right there, Kyle Smalley. Two tire stops for those drivers.
Pretty expected here at this point. You know, just get a little bit of rubber on the right side of the car as we see some of those guys coming back up through the trioval right now. See where this is all going to shake out once all these pit stops get through. You can see the field coming right there.
Yep, absolutely.
91 and the 94.
You know, Walker Thomas is actually by himself coming down pit road. That is never a good sign here. John, we talked about a lot of things. We forgot to cover your keys.
We were so excited we forgot about it. Yeah, so number one, teammates. This is a big race for teammates. Number two, obviously points, and not only points when it comes to the point standings, but also the Earnhardt Challenge, and then survival. And so you need teammates to survive. So Walker Thomas right now, without any teammates, that's going to be a little bit of a tough hill to climb back out of, because there he is coming out of pit road right now. He may be able to get the back end of the draft, but again, it's going to be tough for that car.
All right, right now, Andrew Pileshi out in front. Got a big push by the 94 of Maxwell Caldwell. Justin Lewis is right there. And the 47 of Austin Call. That is all team 1320 Enterprises there.
Yes, it is.
So as we talked about earlier in John's keys, teammates, you're seeing a prime example. We saw Factory Nexus in the earlier round. They're now running right behind them. They're right now 1, 2, 3, 4 behind. That's positions 5 through 8. There is their group, and then obviously in front you've got the 1320 guys driving. So teammates are critical here for pitting together and being able to come back out and get back up to speed.
Yeah, it's all about the execution on and off pit road. And like you said, you know, the better you can be in the pits with your teammates, the faster you're going to be if this race does what it has been, which is go green. And so, I mean, we've seen races at super speedways go green, especially oddly enough when the pressure is the highest.
Yep.
And here we are, almost half of the race in, already, 6 laps into stage 2. And no, I'm not going to say the word. I am not going to say it because I know it's going to jinx it. So, yep. But yeah, exactly. That's what they're doing up there at the front.
So with that green flag pit stop, there comes with some great pit stops that came out, but a few challenges there. We did see that the 21 of Matthew Wood missed his pit stall. That set him all the way back to 34th. Also, we saw the 98 and the 14 also missed their pit stalls. That has impacted that as well. That's the 14 is Michael Anthony, and that's 98 Christoph Hall. Bad news for Christoph Hall because he is still on the outside looking in. He's in the points race, but he's right now sitting 14th, and still he's closer to being safer, but at this point you just never know.
Wow. Yep.
So mistakes can hurt.
Oh, absolutely.
All right, we're in stage 2 now of the Earnhardt Challenge. That will run to lap 60. 37 laps are complete here in Daytona as we are coming up to the halfway point here. Some great racing so far. There's a lot of talk during the week where drivers saying, well, we can't pass, we can't draft, we can't bump. Well, I haven't seen that. I've seen examples of all of that.
Yeah, it's been actually a very clean race. I'm very impressed.
Justin Lewis has taken over the lead from Austin Call. The 7 is out in front.
got Alex, Lenny, Wyatt Gray, Maxwell Caldwell, Owen DeGroot, Marcus Adams, and Matthew Gretchen, Sammy Harrell right there.
Having a little bit of a breakaway with this group here. They've got about 5 seconds over the second group, which is led by the 41 of Roberto Ramirez. In that 4 car, you got the 55 of Nathan Yarnell, Jeremy Brown, and Nathan Carroll. And then Walker Thomas, kudos to him coming in by himself. He was able to blend in. He is currently showing in 17th place right there. Those guys are doing a pretty good job holding it together. Obviously, once you get past that pack, John Ledger is the tail end of that pack, sitting in 24th. And then you've got this group back here led by Luke Bullard and William Corinne. You got Ty Bostic, Marco Berube, Justin Horton, Todd Merkel. That's all in this group here, in this group of drivers here. They're in the tail end. That's round lap, position 25 to approximately 30.
Yep. I'm curious to see what's gonna, how this race is gonna play out. You know, it's gonna be interesting because I wonder how this strategy is gonna work out for some of these guys that are 15 seconds on back. You know, because if you don't have that thing that happens when they slow down, you know, they may be stuck if they don't get on the right strategy. You know.
Absolutely. Big battle here as the Factory Nexus guys have taken that position on the outside, and those 4 drivers are using that pack to try and work their way back up the front. You see the 47 trying to slip out a bit, see if he can slow down, take the air off and change that arrow there and slow that outside line down. A lot of gamesmanship being played here, John.
Oh, tons.
Yeah, this seems to be a battle between 1320 and the Factory Nexus guys.
It's always interesting to see how the teammates will start to work together and how other teams will start to combat that, because people know who is on what teams. All that you see it often in the Cup Series, where even manufacturers will start to play a little bit of an influence on where other teams can get up to, and we've seen it at Talladega. We've seen it almost in every series. So curious to see what Factory Nexus is going to do, what some of these other teams are going to do to try to combat that. But they're all linked together on the outside. I mean, it's impressive to see that they've been able to hold it true basically the entire race.
Yeah, solid performance by both these teams.
And there's that pack in the back. They've got it down to about 10 seconds there, Rick. Oh, we'll take that back. Luke Bullard's gained to 17.9. My bad. I was looking at the wrong group, so there's 3 groups. Yeah.
You got Nathan Carroll back here. Well, actually, it's the 41 of this group has come together completely. They've run up on that 4-pack, which was led by Roberto Ramirez, and they're now chasing down that lead group. Again, Walker Thomas is now up there as well. But this group of about 10, 12 drivers is doing everything they can to chase down that lead group. They're about 6 seconds back.
Yeah, this is where you have to be nose to tail, and that's where you will see who is the best at pushing. You know, that's where that comes into play. So I'm very curious to see just how that's going to work out, you know.
Absolutely. Back up front, we're watching the Justin Lewis lead the race. They're about to start coming up to some drivers at the tail end of the lead lap. That's the 54 of David Watts. He is the last car on the lead lap, and unfortunately he is all by himself, turning laps around 49 seconds, and he's got this freight train about to come up on his bumper. And they go high.
Here they go. Yep, to the high side.
So David Watts stays low. The drivers move up and around the 54.
Yeah, 3 wide though. Hold on, we're not done yet. Oh, hold it. 3 wide still. Still 3 wide.
We survived. Looks like that group in the back is now settled into a single line freight train, trying to make up that distance. And they have a little. Nathan Yarnell is out there leading in the 55. He has is just under 10 seconds now. All right, so this group pitted last on lap 31. Well, let me take that back. So the 1320 guys, Lewis, Call, Paleshi, and Caldwell, currently leading 1, 2, 3, 4. Those drivers pitted last on lap 23.
Interesting.
Yes, but not a bad idea if you know you can go 32, 33 laps. That's their short pit, and now they'll all pit here again at lap, just guessing, 54, and they should be able to make that one more stop. That their last stop.
Yep. And that's the call here. How do you want this to be? I mean, you could, what it looks like, could do a 2-stopper. So how do you want this to be?
All right, 48 laps complete out of our 80 scheduled laps. We'll take another commercial break. We'll be right back. Thanks again for tuning in to the IWM broadcast of the Tech4Troops Cup Series.
Are you looking for a way to safely and securely dispose of your old electronic devices? Why not donate them to Tech4Troops? Tech4Troops is a 501c3 nonprofit dedicated to bridging the technology gap for in-need veterans and their families. The donation process is quick and easy. Simply go to tech4troops.org and click on the donate link at the top right-hand side of the page. Scroll down to access the Give Back Box link. To create your shipping label, click Add to Cart and complete the checkout process. The shipping label is good for up to 50 pounds. You can recycle most standard shipping boxes to send in your devices. Oh, don't forget the power cords. Give new life to your old technology by responsibly recycling with Tech4Troops. Help save the environment and support a veteran.
All right, welcome back to the Tech4Troops Cup Series here on the IWM Broadcast Network. I want to thank you for tuning in. A lot of great subscribers tonight. I want to thank our sponsor, Tech4Troops and Goat Racing Diecast. Without them, we could not bring this to you week in and week out here. We mirrored the Cup Series here in this Tech4Troops Cup Series. So what you see on Sunday or Saturday is what you see here on Wednesday and on Thursday nights in the iNRS Racing Series. So if you like what you see here, tune again in on tomorrow night, and you'll see us again at Daytona with another group of great iRacers competing for that championship.
Yeah, it'll be a great race and another night race. Which I love night races. I think they're spectacular. So right now we have 29 laps to go, Rick, and up front Justin Lewis is up there trying to make the call and call his shot this last race of the season.
Yep, we're expecting another round of pit stops first for the guys from 1320. We expect to see those guys on pit road sometime in the next 3 or 4 laps, and then somewhere around lap 62, we'll see a good bit of the rest of the field on pit road.
Yep, they're in the window, so they can make it to the end on one more stop. Oh, big move right there.
Yep, you saw the 90, the 00 is on the outside and taken over, but the 94 of Caldwell, Max Caldwell, was able to drop down. They leveraged an outside line and were able to really take a run and take over the lead here from the 1320 guys. So Weaver, Adams, Smalley launched themselves into the lead here. Maxwell Caldwell is back here as well. So that whole pack of 4 made their way up. That's all the balls out racing guys. They're now up front.
And we've seen them be up front in multiple races, so it's not anything new. They are just deciding to make their stand now here going to lap 53.
And these guys all pitted, all 3 of them, Weaver, Adams, Smalley, they pitted last on lap 31-32. Maxwell Caldwell is up there. Max is part of the 1320 Enterprise guys, and he pitted last. I guess we talked about already. He'll come down. He pitted last on lap 23. So again, we expect them to see, any time on pit road. I would expect to see them next time by.
Oh, absolutely.
All right, Jordan Weaver continues to lead as Balls Out Racing has taken over the lead, followed by 1320, and Factory Nexus is right there, sitting in 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th. I mean, we've seen nothing but great examples of team racing here tonight.
Right? I mean, it's been spectacular so far.
Here we go.
Guys breaking down pit road. Here we go. Last stop of the night. Lewis, Caldwell, Call, Paleshi, and Harrell all on pit road.
All the 1320 guys will keep an eye on them, see if there's any speeding penalties or pit missing on their pits. We'll keep an eye on that group. That's just fuel right there waiting to come out.
Mm-hmm.
And they make it all out together. That's huge here in Daytona.
Yeah, that'll save them a lot of time. Absolutely a lot of time. So, good for them. I mean, they did everything they can do. Now they just got to race to the end.
All right, now back up front, you've got the Factory Nexus guys on the outside line trying to take back over from the folks that Balls Out. And it's Balls Out versus Factory Nexus. These guys are all about 5 or 6 laps away from pit stops. Should see them somewhere around lap 62, which is, again, 4 or 6 laps away. John, in that Earnhardt Challenge, there's just 3 laps to go, and look who's out front. Wyatt Gray, Balls Out, is out in front.
They just got to dial in. I mean, it's amazing what they're able to do.
Really amazing speedway racers, these guys. That's really what that Earnhardt Challenge is all about.
Oh, absolutely it is. There they go. Now to the high side there. That is the Jordan Weaver machine and Marcus Adams there. All on the top side, Balls Out Racing. On the bottom side, you have Factory Nexus trying to get linked back up, but they're a little bit separated right now. First time we've seen them separated. Now you got the two teammates in the low line, two teammates in the high line.
Yeah, let's see what they can do to pull that back together. They've got some time. Just 2 laps to go, though. Two laps to go in stage 2 for points for the Earnhardt Challenge. Weaver, Adams, Smalley, Wyatt Gray, that's your top 4. Really mixing it up here side by side, a lot of side drafting going on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a ton.
All right, stage 2 is down to 1 laps again. This is a caution will not fly at the end of these stages. We keep them as rolling stages, and it will just count towards points towards that Earnhardt Challenge here. And that just is money in the bank. That is super speedway racing, team racing, and so far, Factory Nexus has really set themselves apart.
Oh, absolutely have.
As they take back over the lead, 1, 2, 3, 4, with just 1 lap to go in stage 2. They're redoing what they did, and you just saw Balls Out team. They dived down to pit road, and really nearly 3/4 of this field is on pit road. Jumping down, that's Walker Thomas on pit road. These drivers are making their way off. I haven't seen any penalties on this side. If you see something, John, bring it out.
Yeah, I don't see anything. I don't see anything right there.
Here comes Factory Nexus on pit road. Gray, DeCrute, Greichen, and Alex Linney all on pit road.
Yeah, and Factory Nexus is absolutely killing the Earnhardt Challenge.
Two-tire stop all the way around for Factory Nexus as these guys are back out. Great stop. These are all sub 10-second stops. They got fuel and 2 tires.
Wow.
Well, what that has done is that has put William Curran, Ty Bostic, Luke Bullard, Marco Berube up there. Justin Horton, that's your top 5. Matthew Greichen went through the grass.
Oh, shoot. Yeah, he did. Maybe got loose out of pit exit. Oh, my gosh. That'll change up how things are done, especially with that Factory Nexus team. I jinxed him. Sorry.
Yep,
Sorry, guys.
He's coming out of pit road, got a little bit loose.
Little dirt track in there.
Keeps it pointing in the right direction. No real damage to the car, just a little too hot coming out of pit road.
Rick, don't look too far. We got 18 laps to go.
All right, the last round of pit stops is coming down. That is Bullard, Berube, Corinne. These guys are all coming out. They just got fuel. That's a little close, guys.
Yeah, hold on to it. No, that's not going to work. Someone's got to give. And the 99 does, and he slides right in there. Perfect.
All right, now that we have reshuffled, I just see one driver, Bud Shearer here in the 9, who has not come down onto pit road. Here he comes by himself. He is the only driver left who has yet to pit.
And this is the money stop. Got to make it good.
I would say Bud's just taken fuel, and he's out 9 seconds.
Wow.
All right, with that, that was our last stop. And that has put Justin Lewis on top with just 17 laps to go.
Can anybody beat him?
Well, I tell you, Justin was lamenting the fact that he's here in a super speedway event here at the last race of the regular season, but he's doing great.
No, doing fantastic.
But it's a super speedway race. You just never know. You just never know.
Yep, that's where I'm holding on. I mean, it's anything can happen here as
That's
we
right.
are now closing to 15 laps to go.
All right, we're going to take another commercial break. We'll be right back. Again, you won't miss a thing. We'll be side by side. Thanks for tuning in to the IWM Broadcast Network.
When I got out of the military, I had a hard time translating my military experience into the civilian world. I'll be honest with you, if it wasn't for my wife, I probably would have been that homeless or impoverished vet. But it can be easier with the right support. I'm Mark Casper, and I'm the Executive Director of Tech4Troops. In today's world, you have to have a computer to be able to apply for jobs. Our mission is to empower veterans in need with computers and training to get back in the workforce.
Here at Tech4Troops, we're here to push you forward to get you back to where you want to be in life. When the veterans come in, I teach them everything you could think of that's done with a computer. I want them to feel that this is a tool that's going to help them get their life back.
I went into a kind of a deep depression. Eventually, I lost my job and I was out on the street. The computer was able to connect me to the web, and I was able to start putting resumes out. And you have to have these small building blocks to get from point A to point B. I'm not worried about employment anymore.
The need is great, and we want to be able to support our veterans across the nation.
All right, welcome back to the IWM broadcast of the Tech4Troops Cup Series here at Daytona. Final race of the regular season here. 13 laps to go. Right now, your leader, Justin Lewis, out in front. Austin Call, Andrew Pileshi, Maxwell Caldwell, all out in front. Right now, that is your top four. That is all 1320 Enterprises. Then you've got that group with Balls Out Racing behind them. And then you've got the Factory Nexus drivers, Gray, Adams, Linney, and DeGroot right there. So we've got packs of team racing. Imagine if you're watching on Saturday night or Sunday, you saw Hendrick drivers together, Gibbs drivers together, other teams driving together, just solid packs of cars. That's the way to go. –
Here we go. Going to be at 11 at the line. And can anybody have anything for the 7? Well, here you go to the outside line. The Factory Nexus boys are trying to link back up again. And if anybody can do it, they can do it.
Yeah, they've been showing that they've made, and really so have the balls out guys. They have found a great way to make that outside line work. They figured out a way to work together to make it happen. The challenge with the Factory Nexus guys is they lost a car, that 4 of Matthew Gresham, because of that spin and that ramble through the grass there. He is now sitting all the way back in 27th. So they're where they were a 4 car, they're now a 3 car. They need some help. They need someone who can break ranks and get up there. Maybe that's the 43 of Sammy Harrell that can jump up there.
Here we go, though. They're side by side with 10 laps to go. The pushes are going to start to get bigger. And, Rick, I don't think that really anybody can catch these guys. You have some cars that are about 3.5 seconds back, but I just don't think anybody's going to catch them. Now, if they stay side by side and that second pack can get in the line, I mean, maybe. They got to catch about 0.3 a lap. That first charge from the Factory Nexus boys did not work out. They are dropping back.
Yeah, they have, unfortunately... they're missing. I think they're really missing that 4th car.
Yeah, I mean, it can play a major factor because you give that 3rd car some security there. Here they go. They're trying another run out of turn number 2, seeing if they can get a side draft. What's hurting them really is how far back the 94 is laying back on the 91. He's not giving them any room to make a side draft up to the 91. So once that 71 of Austin or Wyatt Gray gets up to the 94, he just kind of stalls out.
Yep. Yeah, he needs help. Going back to our current playoff standings right now, Aiden Lucas is sitting in 17th. You've got William Corinne back in 22nd. William Corinne really needs to make up some spots with 8 laps to go, or unfortunately he may find himself on the outside looking in.
I mean, he only has one spot he can make up, which is on Ty Bostic. Everybody else is about 15 seconds ahead of him, so it's just not going to work, I don't think. But here goes the 71. Was in line now, popped out of line. See, it happens. It's happened twice now. Once that 71 gets basically up to the right rear of the 91, just can't do anything with it. They need more cars on that outside line to be able to make it work. And there's the first big mover, 51, going to the high side there. That is a huge one. That's Kyle Smalley. That's exactly what they need.
Yep, they sure did. That's what balls out need to do. They need to get and just kind of tie together with the Factory Nexus guys.
Yeah, and I think this is going to be great for the 51. I mean, we may have a new leader by turn 4 with how these pushes are going. Here comes, you got the Orange Brigade on the low line and the high line, but here comes the 51 all the way to the top side. Can he get the lead? But you see the low line starts to push. Whenever that high line starts to get to that 3rd car, the low line notices and shoves them. I mean, look at the gap.
Oh, it just broke apart. That's going to change a lot there. That could give that outside line a run.
Yep, 6 laps to go here at Daytona. And looking through the field, Austin Call, if he wins this race, he automatically locks himself in to the... Is that right? Or is he already locked in?
No, Austin Call is not going to run for the playoffs. He had already won, so the 47 is out. But, pretty much the top 9 or 10, all good.
Yeah, I mean, the only one is Alex Linney, right? Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to go back and look and see where we are points-wise. Let's go back to the standings real quick. And he is not in the hunt right now, but curious about. I mean, Sammy Harrell's in good shape. He's up there right now, even with all his connection issues. Sammy Harrell in the 43 is running currently in 10th. He's good. Christoph Hall, unfortunately, he's down in 31st. He may be safe just because of his points. William Corinne, he's in trouble. He's down in 22nd. Aiden Lucas, he's doing great. He's up in 17th. Jared Wishin is currently in 15th. Not sure there's enough of a delta there.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think there will be. Yeah. But here we go. We got 5 laps to go. They're in the middle of 3 and 4 right now. And this battle is going to start heating up a little bit. You got about equal cars on the low line and a high line. Only one more car did the good on the low. But up in the high line, you have the 0 of Jordan Weaver now leading the upper lane, trying to get something going.
So that's 2 balls out racing to the outside there between the Weaver and the 51 of Smalley, trying to make something happen. But just 4 laps to go here in Daytona. A solid race put in by these drivers in the Tech4Troops Cup Series. They've been able to draft. They've been able to push. They've been able to leverage that aero. All the things we were worried about, they're making it happen.
They're making it happen with 3 to go. We've seen 85 now clean, or excuse me, 75 now, 76 clean. Let's keep it going. 3 to go here at the line. We've called Justin Lewis's name all season long, and we were wondering when the momentum was possibly going to swing his way. Well, here he is leading with 3 to go. But that outside line, it is trying.
Well, if you think it's a settled race, I'm going to move on. This is the time to watch, because this is where things begin to break apart. A big push, a challenge here, some air. It's just, this is where it all could come apart. There's drivers that they may want the win. They'll do everything it takes to make it happen.
Yeah, that 31. Marcus Adams just jumped to the high side there now with 2 to go. And we get that white flag. That last flag will end the race. We will not have a caution. So I said the word. I hope I'm not 1 lap too soon, Rick. I hope I'm not 1 lap too soon. Well, I haven't said it the whole race.
Yeah, next time by, that caution will fly, and then whoever crosses that start-finish line will be our winner.
Will be. Here we go. They are pushing harder than ever now, especially in the low line, trying to get some momentum. Maxwell Caldwell, that 94, is pushing Andrew Pileshi in the 91. And now we are almost even for the lead going into turn 3. Yeah. This is going to get exciting on the last lap.
Everything we talked about before, don't push the pusher. All of that has been happening here. They've been connected like a freight train. Here we go. Last lap. Final lap comes out.
Well, the race is going to be official. Whoever is going to lead this last lap will win the race. We're not going to throw a premature caution. There's a 94 of Maxwell Caldwell going to the high line. You actually have even cars top and bottom lane. Top line looks a little bit more set in stone as you see big pushes being made. They are wiggling all around. Oh, just keep it together.
Yep. They've got to hit just right on the bumper to push squarely. If not, you could easily hook a driver.
Here we go. Out of turn 4, hold on to it. This is 7. But 94, we're wrecking some more. I don't know what happened, but Maxwell Caldwell just got the win. Owen DeGroot and Kyle Smalley. We have some more carnage because I only see 4 cars at the line. What in the world?
My gosh. Justin Lewis is wrecked.
And here comes the second pack. There's a second pack 9 seconds behind him. Roberto Ramirez is about to cross the line. Or they already did cross the line. We got a third pack. Brian D. Cook, Nathan Carroll, Justin. Or wait, no, we have a little bit further on back. Yeah, we got another pack coming right now. Right here. Still can't keep up with who's where because that was just carnage at the end.
Wow.
Yeah, we got some more drivers crossing the start-finish line now. Car sitting backwards on the track. Goodness gracious. We got to go back and look and see what happened because there was some more contact after the 7 went around into the wall. But Maxwell Caldwell, it looks like, did get the win by 0.17 seconds. So almost a tenth and a half, basically.
All right, so you've got the 7. He's got the 47 behind him. They are really close together. See the 42 of Lenny up on the high side. He's got the 31 of Adams behind. The 42 comes down, contacts the 7. Unfortunately, that's all it took to upset his run. And the 40, oh, let's go stop that real quick.
Oh, yeah.
The 42.
Yeah, it looks like there was no lifting that happened. Oh, yeah. Oh, there's multiple spins.
Yep.
That's why.
42 goes around, collects the 31. The 51 slips down. The 91 also winds up. Drivers actually the 43 down pit road.
Oh, there's going to be some.
Yeah.
There's going to be some pretty upset drive. Well, I mean, I guess they're all almost locked in. But wow, what a finish here at Daytona. Maxwell Caldwell got the win. Unbelievable. Let's see if we can bring up the final results. All right, here's tonight's final results for tonight's Coke Zero Sugar 200, brought to you by the Tech4Troops Cup Series and the IWM Broadcast Network and Go Racing Diecast. Like I said before, Maxwell Caldwell got the win. Owen DeGroot finishing in Piece 2. Kyle Smalley in 3rd. Sammy Harrell in 4th. Marcus Adams in 5th. Jordan Weaver in 6th. Austin Call in 7th. Wyatt Gray in 8th. Alex Linney in 9th. And Andrew Palesci in 10th.
In 11th, Roberto Ramirez. 12th is Jared Wishon. John Ledger in 13th. Aiden Lucas in 14th. Jeremy Brown in 15th. Walker Thomas in 16th. Aaron Jackson in 17th. Ryan D. Cook in 18th. Nathan Carroll in 19th. And William Kieran in 20th.
In 21st, you have Garrett Johnston, Ty Bostic, started in 22nd, finished in 22nd. Marco Berube in 23rd. Nathan Yarnell finished 24th. Michael Anthony, 25th. Bud Scherer finishes in 26th. Justin Horton in 27th. Luke Bullard, 28th. Greg Stone, 29th. Todd Merkel, 30th.
Rounding out the rest of the field, Christoph Hall finishes in 31st with Justin Lewis in 32nd. Matthew Greichen, 33rd. Matthew Wood, 34th. Chuck Van Scoik, Phil Van Ortwerk, David Watts, and Cody Sturgill finish the field. Wow. That was all good till it wasn't.
Wow.
All right, with that, let's go ahead and bring in
Exactly.
Kyle Smalley. Wow, Kyle, congratulations on the finish. That was a wild finish.
Yeah, the Balls Out Chevy was fast tonight. This package is very different than what we've had before, I think. It just feels like you can't. Like, once you get a run, you can't keep it. It just dies off really fast. So I guess it is kind of like real life. But yeah, we nailed our pit stops tonight. That first pit stop I did, I don't know how I made it down to pit road speed. I had all 4 tires locked up, I think. But yeah, it's a good finish. Usually I never avoid those last lap wrecks, so I'll take it.
Absolutely. Yeah, it looks like there was definitely some contact between the 42 and the 7, unfortunately, right there at the lead pack. But we kind of expected it to some extent. It is the final race of the regular season.
Yeah, and it's also iRacing in Daytona, so there's always going to be a wreck on the last lap, no matter what you do.
That's right. Well, again, congratulations on your finish. You get the Survival Award as well. Any shout-outs tonight?
Yeah, everyone at Balls Out Racing. Also a special shout out to Walker Thomas. I think he won the the regular season championship, so it was a fun battle with him all season. So look forward to battling him the rest of this playoffs. And yeah, everyone at Balls Out Racing, you guys for broadcasting, Elliot for putting up with us, Tech4Troops, Elite Designs. Elite Designs always makes Balls Out Racing look the best on track, I think. So yeah, that's about it.
You got it. All right. Well, congratulations, Kyle. We'll see you in the playoffs.
Appreciate it. Y'all have a good night.
You got it. All right. With that, we'll bring in Owen. Let's make sure I get his last name pronounced correctly. Owen, I've been saying DeGroot. Does that work?
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, congratulations on your second place finish there. I know you came into the league late, and but great finish here in Daytona.
Yeah, it's a timeless tale of you come off of turn 4 and you don't know what's going to happen. I knew that was the circumstance. You never know. If they don't wreck, I finish like 10th or something, and I just happened to find the right gap down below the line, and I get second.
Yep, no, absolutely. But that's the fickle fate of Daytona. You just never know how it's going to play out.
My job the whole night was really the caboose. I was pushing my teammates Wyatt, Alex, Maddie. Maddie spun out of the pits, and so it was just the three of us left there at the end.
Yeah, really, Factory Nexus has just had a great race tonight. I believe you guys have won the Earnhardt Challenge with your stage wins. Just really a great finish.
That was my job was to help block out points for that challenge. That's good to hear.
All right, well, congratulations on your finish. Any shout outs tonight?
Yeah, I want to thank Roger for the fast car. As always, I'm not sure where he's at, but he's out there somewhere, I'm sure. Thanks to the Factory Setups boys, and good job on Wyatt for calling out the strategy. Did a really good job tonight.
All right, congratulations. All right, that's your second place finisher. That's Owen DeGroot. And with that, we'll bring in our winner of tonight's event here. That's Maxwell Caldwell winning here. Final race of the season here in Daytona. Max, congratulations.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
You're very welcome. A wild finish. We were, we watched throughout the event how your team was battling, whether that was 1320 battling Balls Out, battling Factory Nexus, but this was really team pack racing at its best.
Absolutely. So I was just telling one of the guys in the waiting room that our team has really struggled on the plate races. We've had speed each time, but to get all of us at the finish, not being wrecked out and having the full crew, we haven't got to see. And tonight, y'all got to see what happens when 1320 is all together throughout an entire race. I honestly think we discussed at one point one of us was going to win no matter what, because our four cars on the bottom were like an impenetrable wall. They could get close, but once we decided to push, we could just all four clear them.
Well, it definitely paid off for your team, certainly. Obviously, even though there was that little incident at the end there, unfortunately, a couple of drivers got caught up in that. But, man, just a great show by you and your team. Just awesome.
Oh, absolutely, man. Super proud of the guys. Like, we lost Todd a little early on, so we had a strategy to try to short pit the way the laps played out. We wanted to save as much fuel as possible and just ride in that very first run. Short pit everybody where we got by ourselves, because we knew if we could get by ourselves and really push, we could be just as fast, if not faster, than a pack of 20 cars. So that was our goal, was to try to get away. And when we lost Todd, we kind of just started losing time to the big pack behind us, and they swallowed us back up. But at that point, we had at least gained the track position. So from there, it was just kind of defend the rest of the race. And it pretty much worked out there. And then on the last lap, we had talked about waiting until turn 3 to really race each other. But Andrew there got really hot, and when he checked up, I said, if I'm gonna get to this outside, now's the time. And if I get to the outside, I can ensure one of us wins, no matter what, because I couldn't see anybody making a third lane work tonight. So sure enough, moving up was the right move. Got in front of Justin there off of 4 to try to pull him to where we could get the 1-2, because we had the Earnhardt Challenge thing going on as well, and we were having a strong night with that. And man, I guess when I came down, the 42 just tried to turn down as well, and he was obviously not clear, and that just caused the whole stack up. Just a big racing deal at the end, but man, I don't know. I'll have to go back and watch that. That looked like a huge wreck.
It was spectacular. I'll give you that. Well, again, congratulations on your win. Any shout outs tonight?
Oh, absolutely. First and foremost, got to thank my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, man. What a blessing it is to be able to come here on Wednesday nights. I'm not going to lie, this is probably one of the most stressful leagues I run, just because the competition is so stout. The I ratings are so high, and these guys are just never give an inch racing. But to come out here and get a second win of the season right before the playoff starts, man, that's just awesome, and couldn't have done it without my Lord and Savior just being there with me and being able to allow me to be with all these guys. Teammates, got to thank them. Todd Merkel, Austin Call, Justin Lewis, and Andrew Paleschi. Probably our best effort at a plate race we've ever had of all finishing together. So that was awesome. And speaking of Todd Merkel, got to thank Merkel Racing Engines for being on the hood. Man, it's an absolute blessing to have his sponsorship here, and he sponsored this car for, Lord, I think we're going on 3.5 years now of different leagues and just sponsoring me anywhere I go. And I mean, he's we get to represent him, and I love being able to do that. That sponsorship makes me race harder and want to do good for Todd. And then thankful for the league for putting this on. I mean, what league do you know that runs 20-something races and still pushes 38 car fields each and every week? Like, this league is insane as far as how they keep league retention and member retention. So looking forward to that going in the playoffs. And finally, you guys in the broadcast booth. Like I've said before, I've kind of been in your shoes a little bit with another league and been there, done that, and done the play-by-play, and it's no easy task. So y'all make it look easy, though, with how professional y'all do each and every week. So shout out to you guys as well.
I appreciate that. All right, there's your winner tonight here in Daytona, the final race of the season. That's Maxwell Caldwell. Puts a win on the board, and now we move on to the playoffs. John, what do you think?
It's going to be a great playoff. I mean, it's going to be wild to see who's going to come out next week at Darlington and make their name. And I'm looking at some drivers already to see if they can come back and perform like they did earlier in the year and see if they can maybe repeat. So I'm very curious to see how that's going to go. But next week, don't want to miss it. Round 1 of the Tech4Troops Cup Series playoffs from Darlington next Wednesday night. It's going to be an exciting one.
You got it. All right, so from John and myself, we thank you for tuning in tonight. We appreciate the fabulous turnout of viewers. So whether you've watched it live, you're going to watch it back on replay, thanks again for tuning in. If you're not doing anything tomorrow night, come on back because we've got the iNRS Racing Series. We're going to rack and stack and do it all over again here at Daytona. Be a fabulous race again. It's their last event of the season, so of the regular season. So come on back as we head into the playoffs. Thank you all for watching. Have a great night, and hopefully see you tomorrow. Good night, all.